Okay guys, let's see how the stock market ended the week. So Tesla is down $4.70. That's 1.86%, close at 248.48. So let's look at what we have here on the chart. Yes, Thursday we had the big rejection of 265.32. Now we are going even lower. So we have a red candle, a little bit of a wick at the bottom right here. And most importantly, we broke 250.69, which is a support that we had in the past. October 6th, you see here, October 6th, we bounced on it, and then once we broke it, then we started going lower and lower. So now maybe this is going to happen again. So we broke it on Friday. Let's go see the 1 hour chart. The first hour of the day was straight down, second hour straight down also. And we have some support at 247 on the 1 hour chart. So the 1 hour chart has more details than the daily chart. So it might help us understand things a little bit better. And we see here that that starting at 11:30, we started to go higher. No stochastic, so this move higher is not to be believed, and we touched 250.69 and we could not get back above it at all. We started going down. Yeah, if we break 247 on Monday, then this is going to go lower. We can now start thinking about a shorting opportunity with Tesla, because we have an important resistance that has been rejected, and now we are starting to look at a rejection of horizontal resistance. If it's not going higher, it could be going sideways, and now we are seeing some weakness on the sideways stuff, especially if we start breaking 247. So I will personally give it until 247. If it breaks 247, then it means that it's not even going sideways, it's going lower. If we go back on the daily chart, let's look at our indicators. So stochastic is at 54, so we lost our stochastic over 60, which is required for a stock to move up. If we don't have stochastic over 60 and a stock is moving up, we don't tend to believe it too much. And we also have a MACD crossover right here. Instead of having the green line above the red line, we have the green line that has crossed under the red line. I hope I said that correctly. RSI is still above 60, that's fine, and DMI is still bullish. We are seeing some weakening right here. Let's give it a chance at 247, and then we should look elsewhere for a while to profit from a move up. Let's take a look at the VIX, how the VIX is faring. The VIX is pretty good. It's basically going sideways, still quite low, below 1264. US bonds increasing a little bit, but this is just noise. US dollar increasing a little bit. So far, this is just noise. If we start breaking 101.989 with a stochastic over 60, then we can start believing that maybe it is going to go higher as a pattern. But right now, there's no new pattern right here. The current pattern that we are in is this one right here. This is our downward channel, bearish channel. This is where we are. Yes, we are stopping momentarily at 107.59, but unless we start breaking 101, and I would also say this downward resistance, this diagonal downward resistance, then the pattern has not changed. Let's look at our EV stocks. Rivian still cannot break 24.62. It's just hanging in there around 23.59. Xpeng, we have a little bit of a bounce, but this is still noise. We don't have stochastic, and we would need to break 15.23 at the very least, in order to think of this move up as a legitimate move up, as a legitimate bounce. NIO down 3%. NIO is stabilizing. So NIO, I'm not too worried about this. Yes, we are breaking 923 up and down. This is a zigzag kind of thing. So when this happens, we can stop looking at this 923 because it's becoming less and less relevant. Our lines are there to encompass noise. So right now, in the past, we had some noise right here between 791 and 923. we had noise in between these two lines. But now this thing right here is not looking like noise anymore. We are getting zigzagged into it. I'm just saying that I'll stop calling out the 923 because it's becoming less relevant. What is becoming a little bit more relevant, but I don't need to go into all of these details, is 960 and right here at 888. So we see that we have a little bit of a congestion zone right here. But the main pattern that we are in is this bullish channel. Happy with NEO, it's just going sideways. VinFast, it is into its bullish channel right here, so perfectly fine. Yes, it's a minus 3%, but look at the wick at the bottom right here, so this is encouraging. And overall, we are still going up. Apple, nothing to see here, cannot break 196.67. When it does, then we can start thinking about getting back in. And if we break 189.85 right here, then this thing is going down. We don't have stochastic over 60, so maybe we are going to have it go down. ARM minus 3%, just a little bit of a pullback. Palantir is doing nothing, no stochastic. So this is in a downtrend, and we have been testing this downward resistance for the past 3 days, and we have not succeeded. NVIDIA has not broken 503.06 yet. This is what we need to see before getting in. Let's look at our indicators. So not too bad. The Dow Jones is just going sideways. S&P 500 is pulling back down a little bit. NASDAQ pulling down and touching support. It's touching support, so far it's holding. Gold, with physical gold, cannot break 1611. We need that break in order to buy. Silver's coming back down to the bullish channel support. It's still above it. Bitcoin just going sideways. We are losing stochastic right here, so we feel a little bit of weakening. Ripple, stochastic is climbing a little bit, so maybe we are going to have a move yet. I would wait for 64.3 in order to make a move there. And Nouveau Monde Graphite. Okay, now we are seeing something different. You see here that for the past 4 days, we have had longer wicks on top. Longer wicks. So these wicks were indication that we had sellers that were preventing the stock to go higher. Now we have no wicks at the top. We have a wick at the bottom. So we are sensing with this candle, one candle does not make a trend, but we are sensing that maybe things are going to change here. If you are aggressive, switch to the 1 hour chart, which will give you more detail. Look at the current congestion zone that we have at 260. And if we have a break of that on Monday, you can go in for a trade. It might go up to 290. So this is a trade. See, we have stochastic over 60. We have stochastic over 60. We have RSI. We have DMI. MACD has crossed over. There has been a little bit of a step change right here. So if we break 260, this is a buy on the 1 hour chart. And Google, disappointing. It could not hold 142.35. So this is why each time we have a break, we can enter, but we need to have a stop loss in case we have something like this happen so that we lose minimally. And phase is a little bit stronger. The buy was at 114.18 and we continued higher, and now we are above 130.39. This is stronger. Yes, we are getting rejections in many stocks. We are not breaking resistance, long-term resistance in many stocks, even though our stock indices have broken important resistance. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy. So not everything is in sync yet. It's going to be interesting to see next week what is going to happen with that. If the indices are going to cave in like many stocks, or if the stocks that we are looking at are going to go higher to go along with the indices. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you want my lines, I have a tier when you become a member in which you can copy all of my lines. And I have so many lines that it won't cost you much per line. This is a great deal. I will be doing a public live tomorrow, December 31st. So you can join me. We are going to take a look at the weekly chart of the stocks that we are looking at and the indices. So have a great day. We are going to talk tomorrow and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.